Hello, this is Mohammed Siddiq. Welcome to Real Estate Income Magazine, next episode of Hangout. Today I have a very special guest, Ron LeGrand from Global Publishing. I will be introducing him in just a moment. On the behalf of Shiv Ganesh, Editor-in-Chief, thank you so much for joining us on this information pack session with Ron today. Today's our guest is Ron LeGrand from Global Publishing. Mr. LeGrand has been an entrepreneur for 48 years, out of 68 years with the last 32 as a real estate investor, commercial developer, speaker, author, and information marketer, mortgage broker, and lender. He has purchased over 3,000, almost 3,000 single-family homes, and his commercial background includes projects in 9 states ranging from retail, warehouse, residential development, fractional resort properties. He currently buys 6 to 11 houses every month, without using any money or credit and almost none of his own time, with a staff of only 2 people. That's outstanding, Ron. Please join me to welcome our guest, Ron LeGrand. Ron, you are on screen.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
Let me start with this. What makes you uniquely qualified to speak with why real estate investing is so important?
Well, I've been at it for a long time, Sadiq. Started back in 1982 and dead broke and bankrupt and clueless and lost and didn't have any idea what I wanted to be when I grew up, but I knew it wasn't fixing cars, which was my old profession. I got into real estate kind of by accident and figured out quickly that I could actually do this without using credit because I didn't have any of that, and without using money because I had very little of that. And bought a first house and then a second, then a third, and next thing you know, 1,000 and 2,000, and I don't even know how many houses I've done today. I quit counting many years ago. So I am become pretty good at buying and selling houses, but I've also been teaching it for the last 25 years, all across North America and some countries that I've never been to.
Thank you. Jim Rohn said, bigger the why, easier the how. Why real estate investing is so important to achieve a greater success?
Well, you're going to have to make money on your own rather than rely on a job if you're actually going to be successful. At least success defined as making a lot of money. I've learned a long time ago that the best way to predict your future is to create it. So what I teach my students is let's focus on cash flow first, because without the cash flow, we're not going to build real wealth. We've got to get through the day. And I want them to make a lot of money, a lot more than they need to live on, and real estate's a great vehicle to do that with. And in fact, it's one of the very few businesses that I've ever seen that I can start without an investment of capital and without taking a lot of risk. I used to own a restaurant, Sadiq. I had a steak and seafood restaurant. It cost $1 million to open that thing, and I had it open for about a year and decided that's not how you make money. Actually, I was losing money at it. And could have turned it around, but it occurred to me that even if I fix it, what have I got? Just another job and a life-sucking device that keeps me from making the real money. So I closed the restaurant, but compare that to real estate, there is no comparison. I had to invest a lot of money. I had a mountain of grief. It was like running a giant daycare center, all kinds of problems inside the business, and it just sucked up my life. In real estate, I don't have any employees. I have almost no outgo. I can create revenue of 10,000, 20, 30, 40, 50,000 or more per deal, and don't have the risk. So literally, I can operate the business from home. So all I can focus on then is income and not all that outgo. It took me $100,000 a month just to break even, Sadiq. I almost have no outgo in the real estate business. So it's a very unique business as long as it's done properly and not like most people think. There's 3 ways to lose in my world. Number 1, you can write a big check. If you don't write a check, you can't lose the check. It's not rocket science. We don't write checks to buy houses. Number 2, go down to the bank and borrow money. That's the most deadly sin. That's the worst thing you can do. That's the thing that'll get you in trouble. And every time you guarantee a note, you risk 3 things. You risk your credit, your assets, and your marriage just to buy a house. Makes more sense to learn how to buy the house without using banks. And then, of course, nobody's telling you when you bought too many or when it's time for you to stop. Third thing is we don't make promises we can't keep. We help people out of houses. We help others in houses. We become a principal in the middle, and by doing that, we're performing a great service, but we're always part of the transaction, not collecting a commission or getting paid by someone else. So we get paid for what we know without risk, and over the years, I find that is a pretty good business to be in, especially when you implement today's technology to it, Sadiq. I truly work very, very little in my real estate business because almost everything that we need done, we get done by others, virtual assistants for the most part, and we can focus on what real estate entrepreneurs, in fact, all entrepreneurs are supposed to be doing, and that's making decisions. That's our chief job, is making decisions, not doing all of that grunt work that we can hire out for small amounts of money.
Thank you. Ron, you wrote an article for Real Estate Income magazine, and that people who are watching this, they have read it, or they're probably going to read it right after watching this video.
Mm-hmm.
The article is, "Tell me I forget, teach me I may remember, involve me and I learn," from Benjamin Franklin's great quote.
Right.
And I read it a few times before we even come on this video. So can you explain to our real estate investors who are reading and watching you,
Yeah,
to in your own words, so that way they can connect with you more and kind of get a more understanding of your coaching moment, you know?
Well, I've been teaching for a long time, Sadiq, and during that time you kind of learn what your audience is absorbing and what they're not. And I can stand up there and talk till I'm blue in the face, but that doesn't mean the audience is actually even hearing what I'm saying, or certainly absorbing it or understanding it. So I've learned over the years that the best way to teach anybody anything is to get them involved in the process and make them participate, and then provide the support for them after the fact, because people need somebody to rely on. They need a hand to lead them so they can get to the finish line. Real estate is not a hard business to learn, but there is a learning process like any other business, and they have to stay in the learning process. I've taught a lot of people. I've made a lot of millionaires. Some of them I see from time to time. Some of them I haven't seen in years and years and years. When you learn something and you don't continue the learning process, I call it the professor syndrome, which means I've learned all I need to know and I don't need to know anymore, which I think is a deadly, deadly mistake for all of us entrepreneurs and movers and shakers. I am constantly learning. I attend multiple seminars per year. I pay a lot of money to attend seminars on various subjects. They're not all about real estate. While I teach, most of the seminars that I attend, I could actually teach. So why do I go, would be the question. And the answer is because I never have gone to a seminar where I didn't pick up at least $1 million idea. Some things I've learned previously, and I relearned them. Some things I started and then stopped, and I think it's time to start back. Some things I just never heard before, or at least not that I can remember I've heard before. So it always pays to stay in the learning curve. In my opinion, when you stop learning, you start dying. And that might sound self-serving because I'm in the teaching business, but I'm also in the learning business. And if there's one thing I know, we never, ever, ever stop learning. So the more you learn, the more you earn, and regardless of what profession you're in, that's the case. And if you don't believe it, just go see which doctor you're paying the most to, the surgeon or the doctor writing your prescriptions. The surgeon who has the most training is going to command the larger bucks. The more you learn, the more you earn.
Oh, that's a great lesson. In fact, I believe in that one. I'm still learning, even though I have been involved in real estate for a long time myself. So what would you say as the final word? Who would like to join you on ronlegrand.com?
Well, there's a great big old world out there called real estate, and in all of my 32 years, I've never seen a better time to get in it. This recession that we're in has created chaos, and wealth is created from chaos. So you have two choices: run toward it or run away from it. The wealthy people I know are all running toward it and taking advantage of the opportunities available, and they're doing that without risk. So if you want to enter real estate, this is a great time to do it. Just learn to do it correctly. Learn to do it without risk, and the opportunities are endless. And it doesn't make any difference where you live, from great big high-dollar homes to the low-dollar homes. I don't care what state or city or county or country you're in. So it's a great time to enter it, and while you're entering it, learn to do it without using so much of your time. Put it on autopilot so this business can provide for you, the owner, instead of sucking up your life and becoming just one more thing that you got to do.
To hear more from Ron, how to make a fortune in real estate, go to ronlegrand.com/re-income, ronlegrand.com/re-income, and sign up for a free copy of his book and CD combo, How to Get a Quick Turn Millionaire in a Bad Economy Today. That will be a good, how to be a quick turn millionaire in a bad economy today.
It's a really good book. It's actually a step-by-step course on doing what I do.
Oh, wonderful, wonderful. Thank you, Ron LeGrand, for sharing your wisdom with us today on the behalf of Real Estate Income Magazine. We appreciate you. This is Mohammed Siddiq. Wish you good luck, good sales, and I do have our path across again on our next hangout at Real Estate Income Magazine. All good wishes. Bye-bye.
Thank you for having me.